Need help with your new MobileFlex? This video will walk you through the setup and operation of your new SonicAire fan. The MobileFlex is shipped resting on its back as shown here. Please follow these unpacking instructions to prevent injury or damage to the unit. Use 2 people to unpack the unit. Remove the side slats and all tie-down straps from the base pallet. Tilt the front wheels of the cart down to the ground. Lift the back of the unit and place the back casters on the ground. The control panel is individually packaged for shipping. Remove the control panel from the packaging and install it on the mounting support on the handlebar. The mounting hardware is shipped inside of the control panel. Push in the airlines to the top of the panel. Ensure that the letter on the airline corresponds to the fitting letter on the panel. Connect the female circular connector from the control panel to the male circular connector on the hub of the fan. Ensure that the decals on the male and female plugs align before pushing the plugs together. Do not force. Be aware of and avoid the following during startup and operation: drop-offs or holes, bumps, floor obstructions or debris, sloped surfaces, unstable or slippery surfaces, overhead obstructions or high voltage cables, hazardous locations, inadequate surface support to withstand all load forces imposed by the machine, wind and weather conditions. Ensure that the operator's manual is complete, legible, and available for reference. Ensure that all decals are legible and in place. Visually inspect all machine components to make sure the circular connector is secure, the power cable is clear of obstructions, the compressed air line is secured to the control panel, electrical cables and pneumatic lines are not trip hazards on the floor, the fan guards are intact and secure. With the unit in transport mode, lower all 3 support legs and ensure they are locked in place. Turn the potentiometer located on the variable frequency drive to 0. Connect to a non-GFCI 115 volt single phase 60 Hz outlet. Press and hold the F4 button. When the fan is fully tilted up and the actuator stops running, release the F4 button. Press F1 on the keypad once. The display should read "Fan off, oscillation on." The fan will start to oscillate and rotate. Press the F1 button 3 more times to stop the fan from oscillating and rotating. F1 on the display should read "Fan off, oscillation off." Press the F1 button twice. F1 on the display should read "Fan on, oscillation off." The fan motor will start slowly and increase to approximately 30% speed or 20 Hz. Turn the potentiometer to 9. The fan should slowly increase to full speed, 60 Hz. Turn the potentiometer back to 0 to gradually decrease fan speed to 30% minimum speed. Press the F1 button 2 more times to stop the fan. The display should read "Fan off, oscillation off." Connect 90 psi plant air to the control panel using the 1/4 inch quick connect fitting. Verify the pressure gauge on the fan unit does not exceed 40 psi. Press and hold the F3 button. The lift should slowly rise. Ensure the power cable is free of obstructions when lifting the unit. Ensure both brake feet are in contact with the floor while the lift is in the raised position. Release the F3 button when the fan reaches the desired height. Ensure the area around the fan is free of obstructions. Press and hold the F3 button again. The fan should begin to descend. Continue to hold the F3 button until the fan unit has descended completely. Raise the fan back to maximum height by pressing and holding the F3 button again. Press the F1 button 3 times. F1 on the display should read "Fan on, oscillation on." The fan should slowly rotate and oscillate during this step. Press the F1 button 1 more time to stop the fan. Press and hold the F3 button until the fan has lowered completely. To place the unit in transport mode, ensure F1 on the display reads "Fan off, oscillation off," and the fan has completely lowered. If necessary, manually rotate the nozzle of the fan until it is pointed toward the rear of the unit. This ensures alignment with the cradle supports. Press and hold the F4 button until the unit is completely lowered and stops moving. Note, the unit will not tilt until the lift is fully lowered and brake feet are raised. Your SonicAire fan is now ready for operation. Once the assembly and inspection are complete, you may disconnect the fan from the power and air sources and move the unit to the desired location for operation. Lock all 4 caster wheels to prevent the unit from moving. Place caution barriers or cones as required. This is necessary if your fan is located in a high-traffic area. Plug in the 115-volt cord and connect to a plant compressed air hose or portable compressed air tank. Ensure that the fan will be able to rotate a full 360 degrees without hitting any object in the overhead area. Do not locate near any humidifier or adiabatic cooler which produces free moisture which can get on the fan. Raise the fan to the desired height for the cleaning area. Turn the fan on using the F1 button on the keypad. Set the F1 function to fan on, oscillation on for rotation and oscillation when the fan is operating. The MobileFlex control panel is equipped with a keypad and LCD screen control system for programming and operating your MobileFlex fan. Use the information in this section to understand the functions and features associated with the LCD panel control system. Function 1. Turning your fan on and off. Pressing the F1 button will cycle through the on-off settings for oscillation and fan motor operation. Press the F1 button once to turn on fan oscillation. Press the F1 button again to turn off oscillation and turn on the fan. Press the F1 button again to turn both oscillation and the fan on together. Press F1 again to turn off both. Function 2. Run timer. Press F2 to cycle through the on-off settings for the run timer. This function operates a countdown timer for how long the fan will operate. To change the time of operation, press and hold the escape button until the hour-minute designation is highlighted. Press Enter to highlight the individual time selection. Use the up-down arrows to set the desired run time. When done, press Enter. Function 3. Lift operation. Press and hold the F3 button to raise the pneumatic lift and deploy the brakes. Press and hold the F3 button again to lower the lift. The F3 button must be held until the desired height is achieved. Once returned to the lowest position, the brakes will release. Function 4. Flex operation. Press and hold the F4 button to tilt the fan to the cleaning position. Press and hold the F4 button again to lower the fan to the travel position. The F4 button must be held until the desired tilt is achieved. The MobileFlex is designed to only be utilized in the fully upright position for cleaning or the fully tilted position for travel. SonicAire fans are designed so that they can operate continuously. In order for the fan to create an effective overhead barrier to prevent dust accumulation, the fan must be running during production. It is a customer's responsibility to ensure that the fans are operated frequently enough that a dust cloud is not produced by the fan. SonicAire fans are not designed or intended to be used as a blowdown tool and should not be used as such. Dust concentrations must remain below minimum explosive concentration levels or MEC levels. If the fans will not be operated continuously, they should be operated frequently enough that when turned on, no visible quantities of dust can be seen in the atmosphere. If the dust is visible when the fan started from a cold state, the fan should be operated more frequently. Customers should map the facility that the fan is to be used in and should identify strategic points of operation. These points should be identified on the map and on the floor in the facility. The fan should be moved to all identified positions on a regular basis to ensure that each location is regularly cleaned. SonicAire recommends creating a schedule and documentation to ensure this happens on a regular basis. Warning: lock out the fan prior to accessing the fan or opening any electrical or mechanical enclosures. SonicAire recommends that you complete the following steps every 6 months. Clean and visually inspect your fan for any abnormal conditions or wear. Verify that all fasteners are tight and tighten as required. Inspect the gear motor for oil leakage. Inspect the upper cylinder as follows. Number 1. Plug in the fan and connect it to the air supply. Number 2. Disconnect the connecting link from the driven disc by removing the shoulder bolt. Number 3. Using the controls, lift the fan assembly approximately 6 inches or 150 millimeters. Using a hoist approved for lifting 250 pounds, support the fan assembly so that it can't be lowered. Number 4. Disconnect power and air supply from the unit. Number 5. Slide all lift cylinders down away from the reinforcing collar. Number 6. Inspect the upper lift cylinder for any signs of cracking or bulging. Pay particular attention to the area just below the reinforcing collar. Number 7. If any issues are observed, remove the unit from service and contact SonicAire Parts and Service. Number 8. If no damage is observed, the unit can be put back into service. Once per year, we recommend that you check all electrical connections for proper tightness. All bearings are sealed and self-lubricated and require no additional lubrication. Although they require no maintenance, they may wear out over time. The mobile fan unit is shipped from the factory with the iDrive in the standard standing position, 6-ZK. For information regarding changing the iDrive setting, see your fan owner's manual. If you're unsure about any of these steps or need a manual for your fan, controls, or mounting equipment, please contact SonicAire Parts and Service at 336-712-2437 or by email at partsandservice@sonicaire.com.